I'm joined with Robbi Pritchard, animal science professor with South Dakota State University, and he was one of the speakers at the SDSU Extension Seedstock Symposium held in Sioux Falls, South Dakota in late June. And Robbi shared with the producers in the audience his vision about the future of the beef industry. And one of the unique aspects that he looked at was talking to seedstock producers about how the seedstock industry and the feedlot industry relate. So Robbi, can you expand on what you talked to producers and on in that relation and how they need to think about the feedlot industry as well?
Okay, well, basically, I'm not an animal breeder, but I am responsible for feedlot cattle. And when we place cattle in the feedlot, we are buying the DNA from the seedstock producers. We do end up being their customer. And so what I'm going to try to talk about are some of the things that the feedlot industry looks for so that they can be more efficient in their production.
And is there any specifics in that you were going to mention that you think that in working with the feedlot industry that you work with that you are going to talk to the seedstock producers about?
Well, one of the things I'm going to visit with them about is that there's a limit to how much more we can do of everything. There's a limit to how much more growth. We have specifications on the other end in the feedlot on tolerances that we can take. There are things that we need to have in a calf to be able to be profitable, that you can look at EPDs and get lost, useful information but get lost in a profitable economic outcome. Things that become really important to us would be eliminating, to raise our standards, how do we get rid of the defectives? The feedlots have a different calculation of efficiency than is usually talked about. The cattle that are prone to get sick, the cattle that won't grade, the cattle that will be hard bones. To find the defectives and get those out of the pool would be a huge asset to us, more than trying to increase the positives on other traits.
Was there any other future visions in regards to the seedstock industry that you shared with the producers?
Well, as producers become more progressive and they use EPDs and they have genetic information on the cattle, that's really valuable. But once it gets to the feedlot, we can't, the EPD for weaning weight doesn't mean anything to me anymore. And if I'm going to sit in the stands and bid on the cattle, what I would like to see, and I think we will get to in the not too distant future, is we will come up with some kind of a currency, some valuation system that it's the concept of the indexes, but it's a new approach where we can put a numerical value on something about genetic profiles. And I'll be able to plug that into my algorithm and figure out how much more I can actually afford to pay for this set of calves. Then everybody will get paid for the genetic progress that's being made today.
Okay, so it sounds like you shared a lot of information about the connection between the seedstock industry and what they really need to think about as their customers being the feedlot industry. So appreciate your time as being one of the speakers, and for more information on the Genetic Seedstock Symposium, you can go to www.igrow.org.